The Ombudsman of short-term insurance is calling on consumers to familiarise themselves with their policy terms and conditions. It's also urging consumers to conduct themselves accordingly or risk not being able to enjoy the benefits of their policies. The organisation resolves disputes between consumers and short-term insurers. In December 2019, it recovered over 90 million rand for consumers, that is in the whole year of 2019, with over 9,000 closed formal complaints in vehicle, homeowners, household and commercial insurance claims. According to the Ombudsman of short-term insurance, over 40 million rand was paid back to insurance policy holders. Well, for more on this story, I'm joined by Darpana Harkinson. She's a Senior Assistant Ombudsman at the Short-Term Insurance Ombudsman. Thank you so much for joining us, Darpana. So just give us a sense, typically, what sort of claims do people kind of complain about? Hi, Darpana, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. My apologies.
No problem.
Predominantly, the types of complaints that we receive are in respect of motor insurance complaints. So you're driving under the influence, defective workmanship, misrepresentation, non-disclosure, and then followed by homeowners complaints, which make up about 20% of the complaints that we receive. And these are basically, storm damage to your roof or a leaking pipe or burst geyser. Then 17% of the complaints that we receive are in respect of other types of complaints and non-related claim complaints. Your travel insurance, your gap insurance, and your all risks type cover. And then thereafter followed by about 8% of the complaints are in respect of commercial complaints. And then finally, 6% of the complaints we receive are in respect of household contents.
So what are your average turnaround times in dealing with claims complaints?
Our average turnaround time in 2019 was about 117 days. It obviously depends very much on the complexity of the matter. That's just an average, basically.
Right. So how much money was recovered for insured consumers in the period?
In the period 2019, we recovered approximately 94 million rands, as you pointed out earlier. It's about 7 million rand more than we recovered in the period 2018. So, yeah, I mean, it's quite a substantial amount of money.
Indeed, indeed. So, Darpana, how has COVID-19 affected your organisation? Obviously, people having to work from home. I take it that you were still up and running during the lockdown period. How have you been able to work together but separately?
We've actually at Osti, it's just been business as usual. Fortunately, in 2018, we had already moved into the cloud. All our matters are all paperless. So actually, it's been very seamless. Actually, the only hiccup is that we're not able to receive walk-in complainants. But other than that, from a complainant perspective, they are able to submit their complaints online. They are able to contact our office telephonically, by email. It's been business as usual. We are taking care of our staff and the organization is running, yes.
Right, super. And then I wanted to ask you, I understand that there's been an amalgamation between the short-term insurance ombudsman and the long-term insurance ombudsman. What was the purpose of that? Is that to create efficiencies?
That is one of the purposes, but it's also something that's been driven by National Treasury. Essentially, what is envisaged is or rather what is envisioned by National Treasury is a financial ombudsman, which is going to be sort of like a super ombudsman, overlooking all the entire financial services sector. So our amalgamation, which we are terming a soft amalgamation, is essentially a step towards that direction. What has happened is that we have one point of entry now, where our portal went live during February 2020, and then we have one point of exit in that we have one ombudsman who is the adjudicative head of both schemes.
Right. Do you not worry that perhaps given the kind of impact that COVID-19 has had on the South African economy, you may well be faced with a lot more claims as people try their luck, if you like, given that many people are going to be having a hard time financially?
there is a possibility of that happening, but I think we're likely to see more claims due to non-payment of premium, as people obviously, one of the first sacrifices that they make especially when hit with financial difficulty, is a short-term insurance premium. We've already seen an increase in travel insurance claims and travel insurance complaints, due to cancellation of flights. We've also seen an increase in complaints for business interruption cover. So the trends are already emerging.
Right. Darpana, thank you so much for your time and giving us your insights into your annual report. That was Darpana Harkinson. She's a senior assistant at the Short-Term Insurance Ombudsman.